through the very latest in trending topics, both online and offline. And we start off with some news that are making headlines. And we start off in politics. The bipartisan parliamentary talks have hit a dead end. This is after Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Party, and the ruling Kenya Kwanza sides failed to agree on the inclusion of Eldas Member of Parliament Aden Kainan and Pokot South legislator David Kosing in the 14-member ad hoc committee. Now, the committee was forced to adjourn sittings with 3 options left on the table, including the option of the controversial members voluntarily resigning from the committee. But this decision will now be made by the 2 principals, President William Ruto and Azimio leader Raila Odinga. KTN's political affairs reporter Emmanuel To tells us more.
The second meeting of the 14-member bipartisan parliamentary committee hit a snag for the second session running, with both parties sticking to their guns in a 5-hour tense closed-door meeting that was attended by both Eldas Member of Parliament Aden Kainan and his Pokot counterpart David Kosing, who are the bone of contention in the talks.
If we allow the Honorable Kainan to be part of the talks, it amounts to actually dropping that as one of the 4 key issues to be addressed. Aden Kainan is not just a member of Jubilee, which is part of the Azimio coalition. Indeed, in the coalition document, the Honorable Aden Kainan is a vice chair to the chair of Azimio, and that remains to date.
On paper, the position stated by Azimio may be correct, even with the register of political parties and everywhere else. However, as a matter of fact, that may not be the case.
The 2 sides addressed the media separately, announcing they are left with 3 options on the table to unlock the stalemate.
Is either or both of those gentlemen, noting the objections and the relative weight, they can choose to withdraw from this team. The second option is if either party chooses to withdraw its objection.
The lose-lose situation, in which case no side wins, no side does anything. The 2 members are withdrawn by the core principles or by the coalitions, and they stop sitting in with an option for replacement or with no option of replacement.
The co-chairs are now expected to report back to both President William Ruto and Azimio Chief Raila Odinga, who hold the keys to unlocking the impasse.
We've hit a stalemate, and we've suspended these talks until such time as there might be consensus along the lines reached.
The 2 co-chairs can actually meet the core principles and or their representatives in the coalitions, so that we can brief them exactly on what issues were raised on each member.
But as the 2 teams seek a middle ground in the talks, the ruling coalition has urged their counterparts to first of all call off their planned demonstrations slated for Tuesday next week.
Azimio should actually not carry on these demonstrations until the outcome of the talks is laid on the table.
The right to protest is in the Constitution, and you cannot be accused of bad faith when you exercise Article 37 rights.
And with several points of consensus, the 2 sides are yet to iron out the issue of an extra parliamentary option to the talks, with the agenda pushed to next week.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Kenya Kwanza is yet to settle on a joint secretary to the committee, as Azimio fronted their lawyer Paul Mwangi to represent them in the secretariat. Emmanuel To, KTN News, Nairobi.
And in other news, the country